Okay, now I just reloaded this. We'll see. Okay, wait a minute. What's this? You are live. Oh, I'm fucking live now, finally? Where'd you go, Mike?
Oh, I'm right here, brother. What's else to do, man? I mean, my dad would do the shit. Because otherwise, I could join Melon or the Messenger group. Oh. That's the only bad thing about it. I wish I could buy some type of device to give me more memory for a longer time. I'd buy it. Is there anything to buy like that?
You know what?
Anything I could buy for my cell phone to give it more gigabytes or whatever?
But, yeah, if you bought a bigger card, it had like... Yeah, you just have to buy a card with more minutes or whatever data on it.
You know, the problem is I used a $45 card. The next one after that, $55 data. And then after that, it's like 150 or something. Like, damn, can't catch a break. Can't win for anything, man. Seems that way. I don't know. Maybe let Tabitha know what's going on. I mean, she try to get on, I'll try to get on. And
Well, she's not online now.
she's not.
No.
Damn.
Did she message you?
No, earlier she sent me a message like something's going on. She needs to talk. There's something's going on in the neighborhood, you know. Something's going down.
Yeah, she's talking about bots or something.
Yeah, I wanted to tear into that. I mean, dig into that.
Shit. Can you send me the picture?
The picture?
Yeah. That she sent you? I don't know what she said. I can't remember what she said she sent.
Yeah. Yeah, I can send it to you. Yeah. I could find it here. Alright. Alright, here we go.
Change up the tune.
You see it now? Well, it's loading. It's in the room. I sent it in the room, or
Which room?
weird shit
I hope it's not in here.
going on. It's loading. That's what it said. It said send me. See what I mean about my data? Alright, it says sent attachment. Well, it's sending right now. Alright, I'm going to try to send it to you individually.
Ooh, there's 3 lights. Whoa.
Yeah, as I said, surveillance, robotics. They want robots to take over.
Do you see like
People
3?
think it's fine. Because remember when I talked about robots and all that? Exactly what I meant. Fourth and fifth generational warfare. crazy shit.
Yeah? Is that the only thing she sent you?
Huh?
Is that the only one she sent you?
Yeah. She seems real worried about, that. So she told me some stuff before, that would have you worried. She said she had some, I guess, around her area follow her around and come onto her property.
What did?
The box. Drones and stuff.
What you do is you take out a 22 rifle and bust the hell out of it.
Well, if you do that, you get in trouble and go to jail. They'll arrest your ass.
You get a slingshot, like get your wrist rocket. There you go, get you a slingshot.
Well, some of the drones that have like weapons on them. Yeah. Remember when Obama was in office?
Obama is in office?
Remember when Obama was in office?
Yeah.
He sent strike drones to different countries and slaughtered a bunch of different innocent people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But they try to cover that shit up. You know how they are.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, people don't stand up and fight back. These big tech companies will enslave every one of us and use robots to dispose us. The merge robots, if we take all the vaccines and the mark of the beast microchip, we will become a robot. That's what it's all about.
I'm already a robot, motherfucker.
I'm an alien, man.
You're a reptile, motherfucker.
Reptilian, that's right. I even had some crazy dreams sometimes. I guess you would call them premonition or vision.
Premonition of what?
Well, I had a crazy dream a couple of years ago I never told nobody about. I was dreaming about 4 or 5 years ago, right? And it seemed so real. Fireballs coming out of the sky. And everybody around me, there's nobody around me, but the whole field was on fire. I woke up out of the dream and I looked out, pulled some blinds down, and was like, what's going on? My old lady's like, Mike, what's wrong, man? Like there's fire coming out of the sky. I'm freaking out, man. It seems so real. It seemed like real life. There's something fixing to go down soon. Like I said, 5 years ago, I had this dream. And usually when I have dreams like this, they come true. I'll tell you why.
Why?
That one time I was still in my early teens. And I was talking to Mom about going to Beckley, doing some shopping. I had a dream of a house I never seen before, right? This house was going through a mountain right here. It was on, going before you go up the mountain. It was to the left. I had a dream of that house, like a night before, going to Beckley the next day. And that same house I never seen before. I saw in my dreams I was able to identify that house, but I didn't say nothing to Mom because she thinks I'd be crazy. So you tell me how to explain this kind of crap.
You making it up?
No, man, I'm not. If you believe in premonition and the paranormal, supernatural, spiritual world, then you would understand it better. it's not only, on this plane, the reality we perceive, what we think is reality. There is other dimensions attached to this reality, which ties in the supernatural and the spiritual realm. And even the ghosts have the ability to affect your dreams and stuff like that. Look it up, man. Do the research.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm just like going, giving you funny faces.
You ever have any crazy dreams and then like the next day or a couple of years afterwards you witness something happen?
Probably. I don't remember.
Do you remember anything like that? Let's say you had a dream that you was going to a new store, or you had a dream about a field somewhere out in the country, and a year, a couple of weeks later, or a couple of years later, you see that same field that you dreamed about in your dream. You've never been there before.
Was you consuming alcohol?
No, I didn't. I was just a teenager, man.
So?
But I know something that I did do research on.
What?
You know how the Indian spirit walk? They smoke, let's see, what is it? Opium. Or no, peyote. They smoke peyote.
Oh, there you go.
And that's how they could travel in the spiritual world.
Because they're fucking stoned to the bone, bro. You can imagine if you take acid, it's like that too. You can imagine something's happening. Acid will fucking, you say like, wish I was flying, and you're flying. Of course, the Indians were fucking high as kite all the time. I don't know.
But,
I believe what you're saying.
But the Indians used it back in ancient times to do like shamanism, where they could talk with the spirits and have a vision quest. And when they smoke that peyote, it unattaches their spiritual being from the physical body, and they travel in the spiritual world. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Check it out. Do the research. It's pretty interesting stuff. To be honest, I do have Indian heritage in me. When I was a kid, I used to have what would be called astral projection. My spirit unattached itself from my body, and I, went into another realm or whatever, another reality, whatever you want to call it. It's weird, man. It's hard to explain. You just have to witness it to know for yourself. It ain't no Willie Nelson. I smoked a lot of weed, and all of a sudden, I thought I was in a different world, or I imagined I was in a different world. This actually happened, man. I mean, it seems so real, and also when you astral project, you feel your spirit unattached from your body. As your body is there, you can feel it. Your physical body. You feel the pull on it. And the reason I could, tell you that I felt a pull on my spiritual body is during my astral projection, me traveling it to that other reality. There was something in that
you
other
are
reality.
Fucking smoking some crack, bro.
But listen, there was something in the dream that was chasing me, and every time it would try to catch up to me, it'd wake me up. My conscious, state and my physical body, and it'd pull my subconscious spiritual, side of me back into the body. It's hard to explain. You got to witness it to understand it. So, the spirit walk stuff is real, man. Real stuff. And for I don't know, 5, 6, 7 straight years when I lived in Virginia. This occurred on and off.
I'm in the shoulder shimmy.
For the research, to understand, spiritual realms and astral projection.
Only thing I gotta research you. All I gotta do is research you and say, does Mike lie? Does he drink? Does he do a lot of crack pipes?
I was going like,
you're getting fucking mad. You're like, dude. Nah, I'm fucking with you. I believe you 100%, bro.
The time it happened that I can remember, I was around 5 or 6, 6 or 7. And it happened for 4 or 5 years straight when I lived in Harrisonburg, Virginia. A recurring thing. Every night I go to sleep, I feel my spiritual self unattached from my physical body. Now, whether if I did that myself or something pulled me out of there, I could not tell you, but I could tell you that was like a spirit walk. A lot of Indians do it, and it's quite possible, it runs in the Indian, bloodline. A lot of Indian tribes out there believe in doing spirit walks, astral projections, stuff like that. So it's quite possible, where I have traces of, the DNA, the bloodline, that, I inherited, something unknowingly. I mean, how do you know? How can you explain it?
I don't know.
But pretty interesting stuff. And then, there is spirits out there that will warn you about things to come.
Well, I wish they would have warned me about my ex-wife. I got married that crazy bitch.
Sometimes they'll give you visions and dreams that happen later on.
Oh, I can predict things. I can foresee shit happening. I have that ability.
Do you have dreams about it, then it happens?
I just think it. I think it. Like what they did to me in court. I was shutting them. I knew every step they were going to make before they did.
So one way or another, you're tied spiritually.
That's what that's a long story. Because you got to think of what I did in court. And how was it possible for me to do what I did in court when it's never even been done? And I did it. You seen the evidence. What I did is what I've done has never been accomplished. That's what I kept telling everybody. Everybody says, oh, well, everybody's beat a kangaroo court. That's what people are not understanding. It's not a kangaroo court. They're maritime courts. It's a kangaroo court process. So, whatever. I ain't going to go back to that. But about, I don't know. So, yeah. I mean, how was I able to do what I did? But it's never been done. It's never even been close to being done. Because I was foreseeing what they were fucking doing. I was able to shut down CPS outside of court. Knew everything that they were going to do beforehand. Because it just started hitting me all at once. And I was catching on to law. Like I said, I got the highest comprehension for law you could probably get. I don't know every law, but with the areas of law that I cover, I could think of something. I could put a strategy on it, how to block it, how to stop it, whether it's CPS, whether it's police, and automatically fucking completely stop it. So that is true. It's like foreseeing. That's the gift that I have is wisdom and foreseeing vision. Because there's no other way what I did in court, being the first pro se litigant to beat an actual kangaroo court processes multiple times in Wood County. So we got to get that out of the way first. People are like, you can't enter nothing. You can't even speak. Everything is blocked. You cannot enter anything to court. Your evidence is no good. Your rights are no good. Doesn't matter if you know the laws. You can't bring witnesses in. That's kangaroo court. Not because you go into Okay, you go to Wood County, well, it's always going to be a kangaroo court hearing, but nobody's beat one. People's beat CPS. You know what I'm saying? Beating CPS alone isn't beating kangaroo court. If you can actually go in to a court setting and the judge listens to you, look at your evidence, you're not in a kangaroo court process when they are completely denying you anything. Here's the evidence. And the judge is like, I don't want to see it. We're throwing you in jail. So,
Yeah.
whatever. I've proved it, what I did. So that's like I told my girlfriend. I said, I always prove that to people. I said, whether it's you, whether it's my mom, whatever. I just type, I'm an honest person. I show evidence. Who has shut a state out of the fucking, who has shut out of the Department of Health and a state's Department of Health and Human Resources out of a case? Nobody's done that. Wanted me, and then you see, that was shutting out West Virginia Department of Health and Human Resources. Who's done that?
Nobody.
Nobody's done that in any state. Once they come for you, see, as long as a court case is supposed to last is 2 years. Mine was 1 year and 11 months because they go through that. They go through that process. If they can't get you with one thing, which normally they do, and then they'll keep taking you back to court until they eventually get you on something and throw your ass in jail. Period. They couldn't do that to me. You seen the petitions? I fucking sent that where West Virginia Department of Health and Human Resources, CPS in Wood County requested if they could leave the case. When was that? Because they were still taking me to court. Was that? I can't remember. But they were still taking me to court after that. Because they could not, you have to, like a kangaroo court process, basically what it is, you have to stop the process. You basically have to go through all this bullshit they went after me for. Fuck, dude. Medical neglect, multiple times they lost on. Educational neglect, multiple times they lost on. Me overdosing my son a few times, they lost on that. So that's what I'm saying is you can't just go into court. In a kangaroo court process, it's already predetermined before you even go into court. The prosecutors, the judges, and everything else. That's what I beat. Nobody's beat that. People are like, oh, that's not bragging. I'm still going through that mental shit now. You know, still thinking about my son's abuse. And that's why I try to help, people. And so people can kiss my ass. They don't think I've done it. Oh, it's not, because it's not possible to do. It's not possible to do. FCLU I even have screenshots where FCLU has it documented that I'm the first pro se litigant to beat a kangaroo court process. Oh, but guess what? When you got this, what happened was, so I was the first chapter leader. Let me see if I still have it. Because I got 2 of them made. Here, let me get something real quick. And the SDLU, they're a joke too. SDLU. Look, I was the first president of the SDLU. You see that?
Uh-huh. That's living proof right there.
That I was the fucking first because of my accomplishment. That's why I got to be West Virginia's first FCLU president, because of beating kangaroo court, and them sons of bitches hasn't recorded. So what happened was, and I still got the screen, so you see that.
Mm-hmm.
And you heard of all these other fucking scam groups. Well, this other girl took my place of being the chapter president. It wasn't doing me no good. Family Silvers Liberty Union. So you know these fake fuckers is, I can't remember, these fake attorneys that were with P4P. They joined FCLU. They took my entire profile down. You can go in there and speak a bit. I got the fucking. That's why I became the first FCLU president of West Virginia, because I beat in kangaroo court. You can't. Holy shit! But whatever, man. Okay. But anyway, so that's what I'm saying is, you motherfuckers, you gotta fight for your kids, bro. If you got somebody fucking with your kids, you got CPS, you come and give me, I'll fucking beat their asses. They're easy to beat. Kangaroo court is actually easy to beat. It depends on how you go by doing it. Can't go in there intersection 2 dash, you know that shit don't work. It never works unless it's a 50-50 hearing. What I'm saying is, they have these courts fucking designed. You're gonna lose. You have the attorneys that are paid off by the fucking state, West Virginia. So that's what I'm saying is, like we talk about this Bryant guy and whatever, he wouldn't have his life if it was legitimate, and he was suing justice. He wouldn't sue justice. Look what happened to John Scotchell. They took his license immediately, and then you have this motherfucker on here at John Bryant, tyrant. I filed a bullshit, dude. You wouldn't have your license. That's where you know. In fact, it's a scam. It's a hoax. It's a whatever you want to call it. This guy is not suing Jim Justice. Like, again, we've already posted those fake petitions that he didn't, along with the fake Trump petition, with the ones people don't listen. You know that. How people are not listening to anything we say. It was like, they're all in it together. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, they believe, like I said before, with what you're saying, people rather believe somebody dressed nicely in a suit and tie, has lots of more money.
Oh, so you said I'm pouring him a fucking scumbag, motherfucker? No,
I'm just saying. That's
yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm fucking around.
That's what people listen to. They listen to celebrities. They listen to news
Bill
anchors
Gates.
Bill Gates, yeah. They don't actually care to listen to somebody that's telling the truth. They listen to the millionaires, the billionaires. People that are popular, people that are in these fake groups. Exactly.
Oh, you remember? You ever heard of Connie Reguli? You had if she was with Francesca Banfield. You know what? Now she's making the claims that she was the one that organized these fucking people rushing into the Capitol. That Dare guy, I don't think he was there. But I seen another video where Miko Hayes, I want to give this some bitch any credit, but he uploaded the video where they were bum rushing into the Capitol. You could tell that shit was so fake, bro. Oh my God, it was fake looking as shit.
It's a psyop. The Alphabet Agency. They staged all that. They staged that. They staged 9/11. They staged the Vegas shooting. They staged George Floyd. They're in on all that. The Mockingbird media. They staged that. The fake COVID empty hospital, or the full hospital. They staged that as well.
They said there was fucking dummies in there, and then when they were busted, they said they were practicing. Motherfucker, why would you be practicing on a dummy?
They all staged all that shit, man.
The Boston bombings, the Columbine, DC sniper. It goes on and on. There's evidence. O.J. Simpson. Now that's a little bit harder to prove because there's not. I can't say that. I still call it. I still call that fucking fake. There's some shit to that. I mean, there's several things. Columbine shooting.
Oh, yeah.
For gun control.
Well,
I mean, it's like I said, if they go into the U.S. Capitol, you're getting shot, motherfucker. It ain't, and they're in there threatening people. There's a video that Miko Hayes uploaded. I'm giving some bitch credit. They're in there threatening people. Who's next? I can't remember what it was. Dude, you'd be shot. As soon as you even open that door, they would have blasted every single person. They wouldn't even had a chance of coming indoors. Fact, not fiction.
I'll tell you the reason behind the psyop over DC Capitol. Do you remember, the day or the couple days after it happened, right?
Of what?
There was I could tell you a couple reasons why, the DC Capitol was a psyop. A couple days after it happened, they started censoring free speech, and they want to pass laws to limit your speech and also take people's Second Amendment rights away.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
What
But with Trump, he was in violation of all our rights because a president, in fact, under the United States Constitution, has unlimited power and authority under the U.S. Constitution and its laws. It doesn't matter what the Democrats want to vote against. Right there proves that fucking Trump, fucking JFK, fucking this president, they're all full of shit because every single one of them has violated the U.S. Constitution. Oh, well, legislators, if it's a state law, you got to violate, you actually got to fucking break a law. So the president of the United States has unlimited power and authority under the United States Constitution and its laws. He most certainly does. What the fuck? And that's what I kept looking at Trump. Well, all of a sudden he's making everybody want to wear his fucking masks and shit. Are you fucking high? I'm like, fuck you, Trump. I was going to give him some leeway. Look at all the shit that he signed. That shit, more freedom of speech on social media. Wow, that really worked. People are so fucking dumb.
Yeah, like my friend I was saying, it was like in the beginning, I was like, all right, let's give this guy a chance. He acts different, talks different. And then, like midway, halfway, 2-year mark, around almost 2-year mark, I seen where he started flip flopping a lot. It's like, hold on, something ain't right here. He's like, I'm gonna keep a close eye out. When that flip flopping started happening, he agreed. I'll tell you what, got me to catch on. When he signed that red flag law, and him and the Republicans and Democrats all agreed on red flag laws, where in different states they could take somebody's Second Amendment right away immediately, and then due process second or last instead of due process first, and then the other. So it's basically ass backwards the way it should work. The way it should work with gun rights is everybody is innocent until proven or guilty in the court of law. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Well, it's more like you're guilty.
Okay.
It's more like you're guilty until you're proven, innocent, which, that's impossible to do unless it's, somebody like you going into kangaroo court. We see that time and time, again throughout, not only West Virginia, but other states.
I had a question. You want to rap live to a beat? You want to do a freestyle?
Sure, try.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Okay, this one I was trying. Turn it up. Tell me if you like this one. This is Neckbone.
That's pretty cool.
Lick a dick, put it in your butt crack from the back when I...
Call me the nutcrackers. These other white rappers, the fudge packers. I paint them out the pictures like lacquer, thinner, eat them up for dinner. I'm colder than the blizzard, slice them up like scissors. They need some gizzards, kick them in the keister. They got Alzheimer's Avenue to screw. You got screw loose, crew, the whole kit and caboodle. I send these MCs dead or alive to the funeral, repeating myself from the numeral.
Is all you got?
Attacking them on the mic like Cujo, coming through like Hurricane Bujo, kicking them like Judo, Juno. You don't want to mess with you, bro, cause you slow, like special ed. You're not in the level like I am, you're a sped. You're walking around with a wooden peg.
What was that line about you're a special ed, you're not on my level? That was good, bro. That was fucking... That was good. That was good. That was...
That's like you got fur in your throat. You acting like a girl, bro. A lyrical vagina. Tucking around like a mangina. Water than China. Kick back in your recliner. Striking like a viper. Wiping the floor like a windshield wiper. Cause I don't like to bite ya, but I might strike ya on the mic. And the mic over. About to cross over. Another changeover. Game over. Another face off. Spitting in the face doll. Like the Tabasco sauce. Mask and all. Put them in mask and tape. Rap in the basement. Back in the day. NWA. Dr. Dre hits. Crazy in the cranium. Breaking bend the bars like titanium. Wolverine's the Antonanium. Rocking the stadium. Closing it. Shaking them up like sodium. Up on the podium. Y'all are high tripping on opium.
Okay, that's good. Okay, you don't have to do it more. That's good, bro.
All right. You got a different beat, or you'll still use that one?
Here's another one. This is Monster.
With ABCs, 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi, oscillati, singing to the beat, go with the drum roll, hit him with the punch in the throat, getting so drunk from the punches, you cry like a soap opera, no mother looking like Oprah, I'm not the chauffeur, bringing the game in there to a closure, it's over. Messing with the lyrical cobra, put you in a glaucoma, knock you down on your sofa. You're acting like you're not a soldier. Here's your turtle, you're nerdy like Steve Urkel. Put the kitties like purple nurples.
Okay.
Standing like a canary, snout rounds like Dirty Harry. Sort of like popping them with Hail Mary.
Okay.
Keeping them feet buried in the cemetery. Pull up the page from the obituary. You acting like a corny guy, something about Mary.
What I got by design.
All I do for popularity should donate to charity.
Here we go.
I do it on my own merry little way, married to the game. Heavy as I bring it down the flames on the snowflakes, make it rain all day. DJ fade away in a day. The Kobe Bryant, you messing with the lyrical giant. I ain't messing with your vaginas. Rip them open like a katana. You don't want the drama, I'm a lyrical piranha.
See this.
Bustin' beats, 1, 2, 3, to the beat. You don't wanna mess with me. Mic check 1, 2. Tell me what you gonna do. Gonna wreck your crew, to wreck yourself. Better check yourself, cause you better check what's under your belt. You're not a heavyweight, to a light, to a featherweight. Trying to be like Floyd Mayweather. But I made master this form and make it with a couple haymakers. Lay in the ground like the Undertaker. Salt shaker, sticking it to the ozone layer. Different atmosphere, rocking the stratosphere. Rocking harder than a Stratocaster. Put them on blast like a microphone blaster. Put these rappers in the casket like a cadaver. Lyrical dagger when I snag ya. Alright, different beat. Alright, let's go. Open up a can of Sam. Hit them harder than John Claude Van Damme. Like Jackie Chan off a Rush Hour did to Ricky Tan. You might get tan in a tandy bed. I got the long arms to fan out, like fan dead. You am a death running over pedestrian, checking them with spaceships like aliens. Say some crazy shit, cause I'm crazy in my cranium. Rocking harder, like P.C. Barbara. We're hitting you, who's on the chargers. Cause I'm charged up to energize the bunny. You looking like a fool like Doug Funny. You a dummy, wrap you up like Gumby. You a mommy, cry to your mommy, but I punch you in the tummy. You looking purple like a Teletubby, chubby.
Okay, let's see what else we got. One more.
Just born. I've got the whip in the park. Call me Jaws the shark. Putting that hard. Raising the bar. Higher than the Milky Way to Mars. Spitting that straight fire. Straight to the side. So make you retire. Make you craft your diaper. Make you cry baby sucking on the pacifier. Spitting that fire. Higher than that Eiffel Tower. Devour these cowards. It's kinda sour. Foul mouth and nose. You selling powder to a donut. Yeah, acting like a grown-up. You have no nuts, no guts, no heart and soul. Now I'm gonna roll them up and smoke them like a bone. Sorta like Snoop Dogg back in the day when they made it chronic. Now you even keep up with the technology with the electronic. You know, I'm hooked on tonic, but you're hooked on tonic. I'm full of things like Patrick Rashford, faster than Sonic. Out chasing Dr. Robotnik. Sorta like Sputnik, get your butt kicked cause your butt lips. And you don't get your nut sack where a nut check.
You were hitting it good like a hip check. You were hitting it good. You were finding the flow. You were finding the tempo of that beat perfect there for a few seconds you did.
Get in the fire, make them retire. Wanna raise up higher in the stakes. Any up, ready or any up in the game. Trying to maintain, start to chill insane in the membrane. They don't got no brain, no gain, no pain, no pain, no gain. I'm taking these road games in the fire, looking like Seth Rogen. See what's his name, Logan Miles, or Miles Logan. I'm getting higher. I'm not slowing, going miles. I am going with my momentum. I can inflict them with so much venom. As I am no poison. You and your poison. I could be disappointing. Microphone destroyer, like Star Trek poison. You're smaller than Vern Troyer, all for Austin Powers. You get devoured. I make it rain like a meteor shower. You acting powder, little panther babies. Now you thinking, acting crazy. Now I wanna show you lately. I'm just going mainstream with the airwaves. All over the web to the internet. I'm gonna intercept it. No intellect. Trying to step to my level. I'll show you all these lyrical devils. They're not incredible. Trying to fish them clips on a pedestal. You're so I'll eat them alive like an edible. Smaller than a molecule. Fucking nose like hair follicles. You think you can do the impossible, but you can't keep the mission like mission impossible. Trying to be hostile. Wanna throw up your nostrils. I'm gonna do it shit like dinosaurs in a fossil.
You done or you keep going?
I'll go another round with thanks.
We'll do another beat. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not my shit. How about like this? Just slow it down a little bit. Nothing left, that's my shit. See if you can come up with something. Maybe, I don't know. You might, dude, that sounds sort of, yeah, I can't.
I'm in my camo. I'm in my camo. Dressed like Rainbow. With my raincoat. Let it rain like a rainbow. I just don't know. I'm going down that country road, looking for the pot of gold.
My fingers, smell my fingers, baby. Smell my fingers and smell my fingers. Smell my fingers, you nasty little bitch. Smell my fingers, they smell real good. Smell like cheese whiz, like they could. I don't know, man.
I'm doing my tobacco, driving around in the back row, in the back row, blowing up the black smoke, and I'm on a tow, down the river I flow.
Eat a dick, oh, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. Eat a dick, it'll make you fucking sick. Eat a dick real quick. Eat it, I had it, wait a minute, hold on. I got the... Eat a dick, here we go. This is the hook. Here's the hook. Hold on. Eat a dick, it'll make you sick, baby. Eat a dick, it'll make you fucking sick. Go ahead.
It's just like you can go to the doctor and get a prick. And some of these chicks, like it's just a list, some kind of virus, just like the coronavirus. If you went to China and hot that stuff in her vagina.
She did this. She did this.
All right.
Here we go. Here we go. Push. You're out there. You're not going back out. Go lay down.
Well,
eat a dick, it'll make you sick, baby. Eat a dick, it'll make you. No. Okay, we're done with the rapping and shit.
yeah.
I was. Go lay down, you furry bitch. I'm working on some new stuff, though. So, what do you think?
Pretty good stuff, man. I was able to float some of it.
Yeah, fuck Jim Justice.
Except for the violin cut in there, I was like, ah.
It threw you off?
Yeah.
Lay down,
I was going pretty good there for a minute.
Yeah. Lay down. Go lay down. Get up here.
I don't know, I'm just throwing stuff together.
Lay down.
That's all I was doing.
Lay down. She's been out there like 3 times in a row. Get up there before you get whooped. You can pee pee poo poo.
Get into, I don't know, battle room or something.
Pee pee poo poo. Jesus. Fucking dog.
I don't know. Yeah, I say it'd be pretty fun, but I have to research, my opponents.
Yeah.
Before going after them.
If you think somebody's out here.
Maybe it'd be fun, like on a competitive note. You sort of look at it like this, sort of like a sport, if you get into like a competition, it'd be like a sport.
Like a sport?
Yeah, I mean, if you get into a competition, like a music competition or whatever, it's like a sport, anyhow. I mean, of course, the culture of hip hop, there is, dissing and beefs and all that. And then there's also storytelling as well. But then the freestyle, the cool stuff to rhyme with and say and all that. I mean, whatever comes to your mind, because if you try to think too long, then you mess up, the flow and the beat. You just have to keep letting it, flow out.
Trying to see if Tabitha was able to make it on, but we would have heard her. Well, yeah, I guess if it's you're on your phone, it would be a lot harder than if you were actually had like a. I don't know if you could work on a tablet or not, so it would be sort of hard to on phone get on melon with just the phone. I'm not sure.
I thought about a new title, but I don't know how I'm gonna write it down yet. I need to look for a song.
What's that?
It's called domestic. It's domestic terrorists. That's what it's called.
So,
And it's not necessarily me calling, another citizen, my fellow citizen. That it'd be more like that's what the government is calling, its fellow citizens. That because they're speaking out against what the citizens are speaking out against what they think that the government is doing, wrong. That's what it'll be like, be about,
Okay, let's see. Domestic terrorism or homegrown terrorism is a form of terrorism in which victims within a country are targeted by a perpetrator with the same citizenship as the victims. There are many definitions of terrorism, none of them are
sort of like the conspiracy theorist is a made up alphabet agency term, for American citizens, and domestic terrorist is made up for American citizens. But they spin that like it's something else when really I know what it is and what it means and what their terminology is, for somebody that speaks up against the status quo, that they don't like something that, they are doing and expose it, and all of a sudden you get labeled as a domestic terrorist, and people believe that stuff, and they point the finger and be like, domestic terrorists. You know what I mean?
Assault on the U.S. Capitol opens a whole new chapter in domestic terrorism. They got people's faces all over. There's more than 70 people at that fucking place.
Yeah, people getting swept up in everything.
Wait a minute. What was this? So how many...
What's that?
How many did they say was at this fucking assault on the U.S. Capitol?
There's a lot of people there. I'd say thousands, but I knew it was a trap. I have heard people mention about it on social media, like they thought about going when I was in other rooms, but I don't know if they went or not. And I told them, it's like, don't do it. It's a trap. What did they do? Some of them probably did. They went anyway. So don't do it. It's a trap. I was like, I'm telling you right now. I got a voice inside of my head, that's telling me it's a trap. Because, if I didn't have that voice there inside of my head, telling me certain things, and, I'd probably do it sometimes.
Boy, I was buzzing earlier, boy.
What's that?
I had a buzz earlier, boy.
Did you?
Fuck. So, I'm not going to say where I'm moving, so you don't disclose that either. But you wait till when I fucking move, because I'm out of jurisdiction in West Virginia. Because even though it's online, they'll still put out an arrest on you. Even though the court does not have jurisdiction online, unless you're committing a cybercrime or openly threatening somebody within the jurisdictional boundaries of the court. I don't threaten. I don't threaten people. I come to your fucking house. I make promises. Like I said, there's a difference between a threat and a promise. A threat is I might come and kick your ass. A promise is I promise you I'm coming to your fucking house today. About 5 minutes dragging you out of your house and beating your fucking ass. I will be there in 5 minutes. There's a difference. I don't threaten people, man. There's no sense in it. But I got some ideas lined up. A lot of these doctors, these school officials, all going to be called, and I'm going to put their fucking asses right on Facebook live recording, like I did. Do you remember what I did with Social Security? I don't know if you remember that. The Social Security Administration. I did videos on that. Jan Deals. It's going to be just like that. There's some other people I got in mind I want to get on. Oh, yeah. It's going to be the courts. It's going to be the courts. I'm going to call the fucking I'm not going to threaten nobody. I'm going to question them and say, okay, what about this? What about these phony ass fucking petitions? Call Mike Stewart's office and say, I'm going to tell you something. Because I have, you can't. It's easier to expose out of state because if you live in that state, they can come and get you. Even though it's not even legal because of the jurisdictional line, unless you're threatening somebody, but they'll still come and get you. So it's a lot harder for them to gain jurisdiction if you live in another fucking state. Even if you threaten somebody on social media openly, they still can't do anything. Unless if they live in the jurisdictional boundaries of the court. They can put out like a protection order, stay away order. That's one thing they could do. So you got to play your cards right. Because I got there's so much corruption that's followed me since 2004. You don't understand. That's why I'm in the position that I'm in right now. But there will be a day, my case alone would be, I'm not saying my case is the only one, but I have a lot of evidence that people would not know how to get and do not have or refused. I have a lot of evidence that people wish they had on their case. I have audio, I have fake court documents, medical records. I have school records that I should not have, but I was able to get them. And I don't like to release how you do this because then if you release how you go about getting records, your court records or especially your medical records, I don't want to release how you go by doing this because, if it gets out how to do it because it's so simple, then they'll shut down all areas of my little tricks that I've come up, how to shut down in the pharmacies. Oh, yeah. So there are certain ways of getting your record. West Virginia, they hoard records. Remember Missy? What was Missy? She's really cool. Arnold, or I don't remember what her name was. She got remarried. She'll tell you West Virginia, they hoard medical records. They hoard records, period. But I don't have all my records, but I have enough.
Right. Yeah, your best bet is to get into a better secure location. And then sort of migrate under the radar and then go about your business that way.
Yeah, because they're dirty. They're cowards.
That's the approach on the matter.
I've been attacked. This is coward shit. They go through your doctor, fucking with your medications. They'll go through the pharmacy. I got evidence on that. They go through the schools. I got all kinds of evidence against the fucking school with the education rigging. Because they're fucking cowards. You got like one main person, which would be my son's mother, who is connected to law enforcement, judges, attorneys, CPS, prosecutors, guardian items, you fucking name it. She, like I said, she's been in prison, I don't know how many different times for drug trafficking. Look, don't do it again.
Yeah, one thing's another, man. That's for sure.
And what I try to do, with this other group that we got out of, she prevented me from helping other parents. Oh, vet them and all this other stuff. Or do this. Well, don't work with them. Send them to the Zoom meetings. I was literally helping. I helped a few people, but call me a fucking a fraud and scammer or something. I was a fraud. I'm like, no, I posted evidence, you idiot. So, and it's pretty funny because this, hey, Francesca, if you're listening, my evidence website is still linked to P4P website, you fucking dumb shit. Oh my God. She goes live with my son's mother, and they fucking sat there and fucking lied. Said I was a scam. When we first joined, she seen all my evidence. She didn't see every bit of it. She seen what I did. It can't record everything else. Of the use of my son. As of today, I believe, I haven't checked, but she linked my evidence website into P4P so people could check it out. It has some evidence on it, but she goes on a fucking live and says, "Oh, I'm a fucking fraud," and I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? If I'm a fraud, then why ain't me and Mike still with you, dumbass?
Yeah. And then why is frauds in her own group that's been proven to be frauds? If you're such a fraud and you left and there's still frauds and fraudulency inside that group, then how she explain that? Counter it and say, well, they're the truth tellers and everybody else who tells the truth are the frauds? So I guess everybody that has evidence and facts and all that.
She has no evidence to support her case.
According to them.
She has no evidence. Support her book.
All it is counter arguments to spin the narrative, to deflect the attention of them involved in fraudulent activity and pin that blame and paint others as a straw man character and pin them as frauds themselves. That's what they're doing.
I don't even care about them. I'm just saying.
Sort of like reverse psychology.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, people still follow her ass. These other groups are going.
Well, maybe they have fraudulent behavior or a fraudulent history. So
what's on your neck, bro?
Huh?
What's on your neck? Go like this. It's like it's bullshit. It's red as. Oh, I should have. Yeah, it looked like it was red, like a big scratch, but you move your neck and it's not there now. That's weird.
No, I told you I was reptilian, man. I'm reptilian.
I'm reptilian. You're a reptilian.
Reptilian, that's funny. That's going to be my nickname.
Yeah, there you go. Reptilian. Fuck, drop. Just put reptilian.
There we go. I'll stick with that name, reptilian.
There you go.
Like chameleonaire, reptilian.
Yeah.
Sort of like a reptilian or rap-a-million.
Right.
I stacked the ceilings like amoxicillin. I don't know.
I mean, that's just the way they do. They're fucking cowards. Come to my fucking door and talk shit. I'm not talking about these groups. I'm talking people fucking with me out, in court, stuff like that. I come to you, somebody come on my fucking property, start talking shit. I ain't a tough guy, but I'll tell you one thing. I start snapping on the, start snapping. I go nuts. I'll bring out a ball bat or something. People are like that, dude. And you can't even fight anymore. You ever notice that? I don't even know that. Like, I used to fight, I used to throw hands when I was younger. Somebody look at me, I bust them right in the mouth. I'm not like that anymore, man. I'm a lot better person. But you can't fight anybody. You beat up one person and then they got their damn stepdad after you. They got their dad after you. 3 or 4 of their cousins and their grandfathers and their fucking coon dogs wanting to whip your ass. So you can't fight no more. Or if somebody's pulling a gun on you.
Yeah, because, everybody's, crybabies. I mean, they can't handle stuff the old-fashioned way, so everybody has to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people on one person, or one person that is armed versus one person that's not as armed. Armed with fists compared to a person armed with a spiked baseball bat or something. That's the society we live in. Or you got the other person, they make you mad and want you to come after them. Once you come after them, they're a Karen. They call law enforcement. and get you in trouble that way. So yeah, you gotta, watch people that, because there's a lot of people out there that'll do that.
Oh, I had some crazy thoughts of getting back at people, did shit to my son. Did I ever do it? No, because I knew what the consequences was. If I was 1% less sane, I'd been fucking up some people a long time ago. Fucking up some judges.
Well, maybe your
I know better.
Rightful chance.
Huh?
Maybe your rightful chance will come sooner. Not
see,
so much on the physical part of it.
See, I'm not like my father, Richard James Provost Sr. He fuck you up. He's a bouncer and a bounty hunter. But anyway, he knew everybody. He knew law enforcement. He knew judges. He knew everybody. My dad wasn't crooked. I think my dad dealt drugs. But I don't have that anymore. So if I got in trouble, I'm in trouble. And if I walk wrong, I'm getting thrown in jail for 30 years. So I really got to watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my dad was a fucking asshole and shit like that. But I don't have, my grandma was still living. She knew judges and police because she retired from the courthouse and she wasn't crooked and nothing like that. My grandmother was cool as shit. She knew fucking Wood County judges. She knew attorneys. She passed away when my son was being abused 2004, 2005. If she would have still been living, there would have been something done. Oh, yeah. She retired from Wood County Courthouse. Yeah.
Wow.
She wasn't crooked. My grandma was so fucking awesome. Of course, on the other hand, my grandfather, his dad died in prison of tuberculosis. He was a bank manager or he was a president of a bank downtown in Parkersburg. He got nailed for embezzlement and they threw him in prison and he died in prison of tuberculosis. So my grandfather's on a different level than my grandmother. My grandma was like cool as shit. She liked rap music, bro. And my grandfather, he'd beat, if there was a dime on the ground, he'd beat you up to take it. But so I'm not saying that everybody, and you really just have to know somebody that's straight. And my grandmother's like the only one I could think of that was downtown Parkersburg that was straight. She passed in 98, 99, so. What the fuck was it? Well, it's all right, no. Yeah, thanks, but you just got to know somebody. I don't have those connections no more. No. That's when I was younger. I didn't know. Of course, I wasn't going through any of this corruption shit like I am now. So my dad knew fucking, oh my gosh, Pittsburgh Police Department, Pittsburgh State Police, Marietta Police, State Police, Parkersburg Police, State Police. He knew everybody. Yeah. He knew a lot of people, so he got out a lot of shit. I don't know what all he did, but I know he get out speeding tickets and shit all the time. So I don't have that luxury. So if I get in a fight with somebody and beat them half to death because they try to fucking hit me with a ball bat, I'm going and I beat the hell out of them, take it from them, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. But yeah, I do have some plans though of exposing. Like I said, you got to move out of state to expose a state. Depending. West Virginia, you do.
All right.
There's too many cowards that run this state. They're just cowards. They're not hardcore. They're soft like a piece of cake. They're fruit booties, bro. They're cowards. That's the word that I don't think I can describe them. Corrupt, garbage, cowards, injustice.
They're paid to play puppets. That's all they are. When somebody stands up against them, they get scared. And they call, somebody's actually trained to, deal with people that will stand up to the politicians, whether it's, the locality in your area or, state-wise. They'll call somebody to come handle you, take you away, because they can't, accept the fact that they've been exposed and, somebody's standing up for them. That's what it is. So they tuck their tail in between their legs like a dog and go, start dragging their ass on the ground, running away. And they get their other dogs, out there that, that's buddy with them around the neighborhood and have all these other dogs gang up on you.
She got into something. I think she got, let me see something. Something was knocked over. What did you guys knock over in here? Because I heard it. Rosa, you're not in trouble. What are you doing? Where'd you go? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Because I went back here and you were like gone.
Yeah, I'm here. A message came in while you got distracted with that and run away. And they get the other dogs, But, yeah, that's what they do, man. I mean, they can't stand the fact, they can't man up to the fact, they can't get no cojones or balls and be a man and accept somebody that stands up to them and points out that they're wrong, calling them out on it. Instead, like I said, they have to cower like a scared little pup, their tail in between their legs, pissing and shitting everywhere, scared, and go crawl to, their other dogs in the dog pack to come back them up to fight their fight.
And threatening kids, too. And
they'll never face, people one-on-one. I mean, if there's living proof you try to call up there and, you demand to talk to a representative, they're going to ignore you. Look what, JJ's doing. He's ignoring people's phone calls, and you go up there and see him like Dwayne did. They'll send somebody out there maybe to talk to you, or he's not in right now. He's in a meeting, or he's out for lunch or something. They'll make excuses to railroad you.
Mike
That's
Stewart.
how it works, man.
Couldn't get in to see Mike Stewart either. That fucking bum.
What's that?
Mike Stewart, you couldn't get in to see him either.
Somehow old Larry Cricks and them did, and we probably, most likely know why. We have our thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's really odd. They have a picture taken with him and shit.
Yeah.
Could they have been CPS workers? Could that Marie Brewer?
Yeah.
Could she have been a CPS worker? Because she was the one that was with him. You can't get in to see this guy. You can't get in to see him. So yeah, they said, oh, we just drove up there.
The only way, 9 times out of 10, you get to see somebody like that, is you have to be in the inner circle one way or the other. If you're not in the inner circle, you're completely cut out.
Completely agree.
There ain't no way, by no means possible, no means necessary, you want to get close to the inner circle unless
they're protecting you from something.
Larry Crick's situation with his situation, or A. Marie Brewer, or whomever else, that went and saw it.
And they fully denied me access. I said, can I schedule a meeting? Oh, he's not seeing anybody. I asked many times. And they're up there fucking talking to him. Well, you got to remember, the state of West Virginia protect drug dealers, child molesters, child abusers. It's a fact. They did my son's mother. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just a screw up situation.
Of course. Yeah. Of course, I'm the one that lied, but there's so much CPS documents that I was able to get. It was a complete cover up because they withheld the CPS reports for years. And they were forced to give me some of them. The regional director, Tanny O'Connell, DHHR, but I didn't get my pictures of his bruises. You showed a cover up in his case, my son's case. Why there was no cover up? Then why wouldn't they give me these fucking CPS client contact and assessment reports all these years? Because they showed a fucking cover up.
Mm-hmm.
Should more of a cover up when they're filing a fucking child abuse and neglect case number that was never filed to begin with. So I know the shit that they pulled.
I'm trying to think.
That's why the judge said, I didn't know. So we got,
I mean, it's really sad. I mean, throughout most of the whole state, you know, you see this at a lot. I mean, just about every county, you see all this crap, you know, going down. It's sad. It really is.
it's not happening in 1 and 2, 3 counties in West Virginia. It's all of them.
I mean, how can people, you know, turn a blind eye to it? I mean, even
because abused children make a lot of money for the state.
Supposedly, you know, people would think, you know, some of these people, they get in there. I said some, but please stand up and, you know, put your foot down, but, you know, it's just turn and look the other way. It's like, as long as you look the other way, you have nothing to worry about. But it is a big deal, you know? It is a big, major deal. And,
oh yeah, so I'm protecting my son from abuse, and they're going after me. It's about beating my fucking. And his mom's like, "Oh, I'm making this stuff up." I got the fucking records to prove it, idiot. That I'm not making it up.
Got a question. Do you think when you move to a different area, you can find a good lawyer to help represent you?
Oh, I can see. I see. This is the thing about it is, motherfuckers ain't realizing. I still have a lawsuit against the state of West Virginia because ongoing abuse to a child statute of limitations for a lawsuit is unlimited. You stupid sons of bitches. Yeah, if I find the right attorney, if that John Scotcher would have took it, he's the only true attorney in West Virginia, and he got it. That's what I'm saying about that John Bryan. He wouldn't have a license to practice law. They would have gnawed him like they did John Scotcher when he went to sue West Virginia Supreme Court. They made up shit and stripped him of his shit right there and then. But yet you have this Bryan up here. That's why I was going, nah, this guy is not legit. There's no way calling Jim Justin's a tyrant, fucking doing all these YouTube videos. John Scotchell never did that. He just filed a suit that you didn't heard of unless if you just happened to stumble upon it on Facebook. I mean, on Google. And this fucking Bryan's on doing all these videos. I'm going, dude, there is some fishy shit going on, and we proved it because he didn't file those lawsuits against Jim Justice on nobody's behalf, you fucker. Because you got somebody like me that knows the laws, know what fake petitions look like. You dumb son of a bitch, post them on your site as fake. Marianne Petrie looked at him and goes, "You're right." Talk about the one.
So what's John doing now? Is he all right?
When did he? Let me see when I talked to him. He's cool as shit. You could tell by talking to this guy he was straight. He was like, you could just tell in the tone of his voice that he was a straight up dude.
Man.
Well, let's see when he did file that. Oh, let's see. Lawyer disciplinary 2014 decided. When did he? He said, "You wouldn't believe this. They made up all this stuff about me." And I was like, "Dude, I believe you. Believe me." And now it's right here. People think that what this Bryan's doing, that he's getting away with this shit like he is. No, not in West Virginia. He filed, it says, a null attorney seeks $91 million from corrupt Supreme Court and others. 2015. When I talked to John Scotchell, he filed in Pennsylvania. I can't remember what all he did, but then they transferred it back to West Virginia. It's been sitting in court since 2015. So no, you fucking this John Bryant fucking guy, you would not be getting away with this crap. They wouldn't allow this shit, what he's doing. Now, like I said, I told John Scotchell, I asked John Scotchell, I said, is there any attorneys in West Virginia you can trust? And he said, what did he say? What do you think he said?
Nope.
Absolutely none. They all work together is what he said. That's what I told him. That's what I said. He goes, there's none. He said there used to be, but they're not in West Virginia anymore. He said there was a couple, but they're no longer attorneys in West Virginia anymore. They moved. So
Wow.
You fucking dummies believing that you can get an attorney in West Virginia. They'll fuck you. It don't matter how much you want to put a lawyer on layaway for. They're going to screw you. Missy Arnold or McDonald. Is it McDonald? I can't got her grandparents for like $50,000, bro. Embezzled. He sat in court and did this.
Damn.
Like a mannequin. And I said, don't. And then she ended up getting another attorney and fucked her over again. I told her not to get another attorney. I said, do not hire an attorney in West Virginia. Do not. And she wouldn't listen, but I guess I wouldn't listen to me either. I don't know what I'm talking about. But then she got screwed out of her grandparents got screwed of probably $56,000, I think it was. I said, you're not going to get that back. I told her about the evidence that what I filed against attorneys in the courts and the evidence I sent, and they ignored it. They ignored my evidence, all of it. What? Really? So, you live in West Virginia, do not hire. Do not hire if they live in West Virginia, depending. Well, no, I mean, if they don't hire any attorneys that are in West Virginia.
Well, if you move to a different area, that's what you need to look into. You see if you could reach out.
They couldn't afford my lawsuit. You think, and that shit with Jim Justice, West Virginia just went broke since Jim Justice became governor. Are you fucking stupid? I've heard West Virginia was a poor state and broke. I've heard that since I was in like elementary school. That was always coming up. West Virginia's a poor state. I mean, in fucking Bangor, West Virginia's always been, they don't want to do a forensic accounting investigation because they got to do one that goes clear back at the beginning of the time. They don't start at Jim Justice. So the shit he got away with in federal, was it federal? They only wanted to go back 2 years on him. They didn't do no fucking forensic investigating on him, forensic accounting investigation. You know why? Because there's too many people involved in it. That's the federal judges too. Well, that's what they did in Parkersburg with previous mayor Robert Newell. When he embezzled a bunch of money from the county, they didn't do a proper investigation. They did a 3-day investigation. They didn't even, they only went back for 2 years. Said they couldn't find anything. Now you go back to the beginning of the time you fucked. And the reason because they only did that was because it showed that there was more people involved in the embezzlement, like the whole county. It's like, we can't. So the thing about it is, when there's a mayor, governor that's involved in embezzlement, which is a white-collared crime, is embezzlement, 99.9% of the time, the fucking FBI is at the Treasury Department doing an investigation. The council the council in Parkersburg, the city council said they could not afford a forensic accounting investigation. You don't have to pay for a forensic accounting investigation. It's free through the FBI and the Treasury Department. You stupid fucks. Oh, we can't afford it. Then they cherry pick some fucking law firm that in Parkersburg, you contact the FBI. It's embezzlement. It's embezzlement. It's a serious offense. Embezzling, like, that's why they didn't get the FBI involved. They got the state. Well, they got this. Huh?
You should get the FBI involved.
Well, 99.9% of the time, the FBI is involved with the Treasury Department, unless the county or whatever, the state, doesn't need them. Because if they need them, then they contact them. Because sometimes they'll just come and say, "Hey, I did embezzle money," then they don't get involved. But other than that, 99.9% of the time, the FBI and I think it's the Treasury Department get involved, and they investigate everybody. They take your fucking personal computers, they fucking take the drives, they take your cell phones, they get all your bank transfers from your personal checking and savings account, along with the city's checking and all the transfers from everybody that's connected into the city. They take their laptops, they get the drives off of them. Computers, home computers, office computers, cell phones. They didn't do that. No.
You just give me an idea. Find somebody you can get a hold of in the FBI and investigate the state.
Well, there's a branch of the FBI, so there's a branch of the FBI which is in West Virginia. So you can contact Washington, and then they say, well, you need to contact your local. We'll contact the local branch. In which this is another one. The FBI in Pittsburgh oversees the investigation in West Virginia. They oversee the branch in West Virginia of the FBI. I think it's it. So I contacted the FBI in Pittsburgh, and they told me over my son's case that there was a possible full-blown investigation in Wood County, the FBI. So I called DHHR and told them about it, and all of a sudden, I didn't hear from the FBI, from Pittsburgh, or any place. It was completely cut. I was like, I didn't even know whatever happened to it. They don't want another state's FBI in on it, looking over it. So they might have said, "Oh well, we took care of it. We found it, or we did something."
You should be incognito about it. You know what I mean? I mean, contact who you have to contact, and not let the other so-and-so, whomever, know about it, because, you know, they're going to try to...
Well, I had to tell them because it was my son's case. I just can't say, well, my case. So what's your son's name? I can't tell you that. What's your name? I can't give you a case number. You have to tell them.
I understand. Well, I understand that, but...
You just say what
I'm getting at is them falsifying evidence or losing documents and stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh, I would say most likely, and everybody says, I said they don't file anything. Where are these? And Mary Ann asked me, we're in a podcast, she goes, where are these documents? I said, that's why there's this, this big thing with like child abuse and neglect case records that they're sealed. They're not sealed because they don't exist. They don't file them. And she goes like, really? And I said, yeah. I said, they don't exist. I said, the cases that they cover up, they're not filed. She goes, well, where do the documents go? And I said, your attorney has them. That's who had. So none of mine were filed. Technically, even the ones that had all the proper stamping, all this other stuff on the petitions, they were not filed in the fucking circuit clerk's office. No, my fucking attorney had them all, and they were not filed. And he's still withholding.
I got an idea. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I got an idea. Can you contact Steve Lado's law firm?
Who's that?
And talk to him about it. He's a popular attorney on YouTube who talks about different laws and, different things like that.
This is going to be my law real fucking soon. Fuck, you can't legally do nothing to these fucking people. You have to have a powerful attorney outside of the state that has no connections tied into another state. You cannot legally do anything in we'll speak for West Virginia. You cannot legally do nothing because you could file a lawsuit and they dismiss it before it even goes into court, which it has to go into court for it to be dismissed. They'll dismiss it before it goes into court. You could have all the right shit down that you need, all the sections and whatever the fuck you need, case law, they'll fucking dismiss it. You file it, they'll dismiss you. Dismiss it before it comes into court. You'll get the fucking letter saying we dismissed your case. And they're arresting people in West Virginia for filing lawsuits too.
Crazy.
Yeah, West Virginia's corruption's a whole other beast. Like I said, places like New York, for example, some different jurisdictions of the FBI, like in Long Island, New York, or I think it's what it is. They're actually taking action against judges and shit. West Virginia, we don't have that luxury. They don't do nothing. It don't matter who you contact.
Did you try getting a hold of the FBI in New York?
They don't. They wouldn't.
Help the situation.
They wouldn't have any jurisdiction. You have to contact the Pittsburgh office. They oversee the branch of FBI in West Virginia. So yeah, it's how they're split up. And I think so they don't want if they don't got nobody in their pocket, they don't want them involved. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want a branch like Pittsburgh branch because the Pittsburgh branch of the FBI oversees the investigations in West Virginia. Did you know that? Yep. And they don't want that. If they don't have somebody in their back pocket, they don't because they're not going to be able to pay somebody off. And say, look the other way. They're like, oh, really? You're going to bribe me? I don't know who the fuck you are. Let's go. So so you need, I'm not saying that all FBI, I don't think all of them are corrupt. West Virginia, everybody's corrupt. West Virginia, all corrupt. The FBI branch in West Virginia is fucking corrupt. They're the one that got Thomas Deegan. Said that he made when he said, well, what happens if state police show up? He goes, you can fire back or something like that. Well, because we know if state police showed up at the Capitol when they wanted to do that citizen's arrest, you don't think that the state police aren't going to start fucking shooting people? They've already threatened that. That's in a post on wherever I'm reading. It was the FBI branch in West Virginia that set Thomas Deegan up. They were in fucking set behind him in court. The entire, it doesn't matter. The state police corrupt. Fucking FBI, the local, the fucking sheriff's department, even the fucking fire department's corrupt. They covered up John Nestor murder and Tracy Thompson murder back in 2005. I picked that case apart. The fire department, the fire marshal, or whoever they want, the fucking Wood County sheriff's fucking covered that murder up. And how they proved was that Drew Spencer. Yes, you fucker. Because his parents had money. They paid off the court. And it was this motherfucker who covered up that case. I'll have to show you. I have to send you that. I think I better bring that up. They covered that case up. They burnt down the apartment. It's a long story. It was really, really sad because the apartment where I used to live on 19th Street, John Nestor, because my best friend that actually shot himself over a girl, he lived about 2 houses from me down this way, and then John Nestor lived across the street. They burned the fucking house down because when you burn down a house, it destroys all the evidence, like fingerprints and shit like that. Wow, why would they burn down a house if it's only one person?
Yeah, just inconsistent there.
More than one person was involved.
Inconsistent.
So, who covered it up? Parkersburg Police, Parkersburg State Police, Wood County Sheriff's Department, the fire officials, the firefighter, I don't know what you call them, they covered it up. You motherfuckers think you got it bad in Ohio, you think that you got it bad in New York? No, you don't. No. Fucking state police, and I'm not saying that there's not good state police, I'm not saying that there's good officers. I'm not saying that. Overall, they're fucking corrupt. They got rid of one guy. They got one officer that was a straight officer down here at Parkersburg because he had fucking tattoos. But yeah, you got these motherfuckers and drug deals and everything else. Parkersburg police in uniform. People have spot these motherfuckers in the graveyard. I've seen them go in the graveyard with fucking trucks and everything clear in the back. I had a friend that lived Mount Olive, apparently, at Parkersburg. Drug deals like a motherfucker. Went in there in their fucking uniform.
Damn.
Yep. That's why I say. And so I want to tell people one thing, man. When you come to West Virginia, if you're out of state and you get pulled over, be as polite, as kind as you can to these officers of state police, because they will drag you in West Virginia. They will drag you out of your car and beat you half to death. Oh, yeah. So I get pulled over. I got pulled over. I was like, what's up, Mr. Officer? Okay, I'm at fault. Just give me the ticket. Don't be sitting there running your mouth, because they will. West Virginia, these motherfuckers are nasty. Detectives, the detective, the Parkersburg police detective, and I even tell you this, was supposed to have been, was Drew Spencer. This is the weirdest thing. Unsolved Mysteries was supposed to get. You remember Unsolved Mysteries with like Robert? I can't remember what his name is. He used to be on TV, that series.
Yeah.
He wanted to get involved there. That whole shit and shebang. Fucking Parkersburg police ignored their calls or some shit like that. God is my witness. It's in some articles. Parkersburg police. I'll send to you where. They're stating that Unsolved Mysteries were posted with that Robert Sack or whatever the fuck his name is, boss. I don't remember. They wanted to get involved and they wouldn't allow it. They shut down. They shut them down. Yep. Other fakey shit. So, oh yeah. Big time cover up in that murder. Big time. Fucking, they couldn't get the story straight. The timelines are completely off. Well, we caught the suspect. Well, we haven't got the suspect. There was something that led to the arrest of this suspect. Well, we haven't arrested anybody. Well, we arrested somebody. The times were off. You ought to see it. I've spoke to a couple of the cousins. They said, because I was under a different screen name, this is Facebook. And I told them, I said, oh, Drew Spencer did, because I was under a hidden identity. And they said, well, my personal opinion, did they have the right guy, Drew Spencer? And I said, oh, yeah, he's the one that did it. When it added up, it lined up perfectly to a cover-up, who did it. So you're talking, John, you just look up John Nestor III, Tracy Thompson, 19th Street murders, Parkersburg, West Virginia. Research that shit. I didn't know John personally. I didn't know, now my friend Steve did. Knew him personally and knew his fiance, Tracy Thomas, fucking murdered her, fucking shot him with guns and shit. They said, we couldn't find, there was no weapons and all this other, yeah, there's conflicting stories. That's one thing when you want to solve something. And you, like I said, when the positives or negatives greatly outweigh the positives on any case, somebody's fucking with the case on purpose to cover it up. So if you look at any case, you look at my case, so you look at so in the Nestor case, the negatives greatly outweigh the positives. Greatly outweigh. So
here's a go ahead.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Here's a saying that fits through with what it talks about. If you're not, there's a big club out there and we're not in it, so that's what it's all about.
The negatives greatly outweigh.
And since we're not in this big club, any outsider that isn't in the club that decides to stand up against the club, that pushes them around, the peasants that are not in the club ends up, like that situation, or, find whatever you can think of. Everything under the sun that they can do, they'll do it.
Yeah, they didn't get, I don't even think did they get the FBI involved? I don't think they got the FBI involved, because they would have got the FBI involved in Unsolved Mysteries. Let me see what I can find here. Unsolved Mysteries would have been a part of it because they would have been. Yeah, so Unsolved Mysteries was, I guess, would be a legitimate show. Yeah,
I used to watch them. Unsolved Mysteries.
Time has passed, but man,
that's some interesting episodes. Hey, bud, I believe I'm getting ready to get off here. Head to bed for tomorrow. Hopefully, I can get out and go to work.
Yeah, so we got to look here. Yeah, just look up. I'll send you some link.
Yeah, send the link to me. I'll check it out.
All right, bro.
Thanks for having me on, man. And remember, fight for freedom. Never back down.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right. See you, bud.